Hello, YouTube. I'm back with another video. Still taking my medication, as you can see, trying to get this impetigo go away and get the lips swelling down. All that's caused by the impetigo. But I should be looking back to normal by Thursday, January 9th, Friday, January 10th, something like that. Hopefully by Saturday, January 11th. Just take the antibiotics twice a day for 10 days. I started on January 2nd at 9 p.m. Thursday, so just still keeping up with that. But with this video, at home, it's Saturday, and I'm just speaking about sometimes you have to slow down with everything. It can be for mental health reasons, physical health reasons, all of that. And I'm using myself as an example because if you look at some of my videos from November, you see me with the jaw swollen. That was from a tooth that had cavities that had to be taken out. The tooth had infected the gums and caused my jaw to swell. That's in November, and then a month later in December, somehow I catch this impetigo, which is normally only found in infants and children. People my age, I was born 1985, do not catch it. So somehow, like I said, I caught it between December 27th and December 29th. I first noticed the sore on Sunday, December 29th. So that's when the bacteria started showing itself. And so in looking at all of that, and it doesn't have to do with slowing down, doesn't have to do with, your health or, these mishaps that I've had, this will be corrected as well. With anything that you're doing, if you're feeling burned out, sometimes you have to slow down. And I'm not saying that means you got to sit in your home. Sometimes you need to be alone. That means sitting by the lake by yourself. I mean, you can even be around other people and still slow down. We have to really look at what's not working and then, hit the brakes. You might have to make a left turn or a right turn, reverse, things like that for a little while. Because so many people, are hurting. So many people are confused, upset, mad at other people. You got men mad at women, women mad at men, they're pointing the fingers, and that gets us nowhere. So we just have to slow down off of a lot of things, I think. Just to be honest. If you don't and you just keep your foot on the gas, you can crash and burn, or you might miss something that you need to see that's that way. And we often don't realize that, everything is not just right in front of us. Sometimes you got to look back. It's something that way. And so those are things that we can't rule out or forget by going not even too fast. You might not even be going too fast right now. I'm not even saying I'm going too fast, but even if you're doing the limit, sometimes you still need to slow down. It just comes around to that. And so it's good. It almost like it's detoxing your soul. And your soul is you. Detoxing your physical body. But I think detoxing the soul is first and foremost. Otherwise, detoxing the physical body, won't matter. They're attached to each other. So, and people hear the word detox and they may think of, let me slow down on smoking weed or drinking alcohol, whatever the case may be. Some people just fast and detox that way. They don't smoke or drink, but they still fast maybe for 2 days in a row. I have not fasted on purpose. I fasted 24 hours just because I had a dentist appointment the next day. But the most I've done is, I've gotten it down from 3 meals a day to 1 meal a day. And I normally eat that at 5 p.m. Central Time, and I'm done eating before 7. So now I got the food to properly digest over the hours, so I'm not eating at 1 a.m. in the morning. And it's not fast food that I'm eating on that 1 meal a day. It's normally salmon, vegetables, mashed potato or baked potato, and water and green tea. That's my 1 meal a day, as I chose it to be dinner, to be the 1 meal that I eat. Now, if I eat something before that, I may have a bagel, plain, I do that. I'm gonna get me a bagel once this video is over. Thomas bagels, those are pretty good. But yeah, slowing down can come in all types of forms. Like I said, fasting is another one. Just to kind of get your energy back to where it needs to be and get your mental straight, you have to slow down. People so busy trying to chase things and chase people and make sure and please people. You got people trying to please people who may not even like them. And so you got to pull everything back in so it comes full circle. Once you slow down, you can see those things. And I want everybody to really listen to me and where I'm coming from with all of this. Slow down. Too many people out here crashing out as it is, in one way or another. You see it all over the news with crimes and things like that. People acting before they actually think. I mean, I believe a lot of these things that do happen, the news stories that are reported, are coming from people who are not thinking and not slowing down. Everybody's on autopilot where they just letting it go. And I'm saying, no, you got to pilot your life. You have to pilot your life, take the controls, and land when necessary. You still get back up in the air, but we got to know when to land, slow it down. You got to know when to slow the people around you down. They may be trying to get certain things done, but it doesn't line up with your timeline. So you have to slow them down, whatever they may be pushing. They might not mean any harm, but the end results won't be what you desired if you don't slow them down. Sometimes we have to slow down. I know we don't necessarily want to because we're trying to hit our own individual goals. You want to be living here by this date and married by that date and be a parent and visit this state or this island. You have a whole timeline for your life. Be done with school on this date. Everybody has their own timeline, and that's fine. Vision board. But we gotta sometimes roll it back, slow it down, and say, okay, especially when the things don't happen in our timeline and then we get confused because we're like, hey, I wrote it down, I visualized it, but then things are happening out of order or they're not happening on this date. And then people start to get frustrated, like, hey, I'm following all of the rules, but this didn't come to pass. And it may be because you're moving too fast on it. You didn't slow it down just to see if there were any bugs anywhere. Rest, and then take another look at it. We just keep pushing ourselves like we're on this hamster wheel. And I'm not sure who people are trying to impress or who they feel they're going to let down, where they have to just keep going. It's not worth it. Slow it down. Slow it all the way down. and then do some maintenance. Change yourself, tighten up things, and then you can get going again. But sometimes we don't slow down, and we ignore warning signs, red flags. We ignore those in people, and people who are speaking, not saying what their problems are, but even in their complaints about society, you can see certain what they say for you to be like, okay, let me move a little bit differently around that person. And I don't mean that person, you need to separate from that person. That person may have some healing to do. Or maybe you can pour them in the direction of a therapist, maybe, because you're hearing the dialogue each time you come around them where they're blaming a certain group for societal problems, or they don't feel protected. It's so many other things where they just feel they always have to look over their shoulder. And so you'll get the red flags while talking to people. Thing is, people don't pay attention to the words. You have to listen to people to hear. Listen to hear. You have people out here listening to respond. No, listen to hear. That'll help you as well, just in case you see those warning signs. Or it'll help you to better help that person. And then both of you all have to have an open mind as well if it's going to progress anywhere and actually, fix things. Because some people will just talk but don't want a resolution. They just want someone to listen. And that's fine in the beginning, but they eventually need to correct that. And you definitely don't want them taking it out on you. They might not do it the first couple of times, but as you all leave each other and come back in each other's presence, in this situation, it's just gotten worse, they might lash out on you. And so that's where slowing things down with people around you have to come into play. If you listen to hear, you can see all of that and just say, when that person reaches out like, hey, you can say, nah, I need to do this right now. Because you know that blow up is coming and this person is not getting the help that they need. And then that blow up will end up all over you. So slowing down for whatever reason, benefits us all. There's nothing wrong with slowing down. It's not a sign of weakness, anything like that. It's just putting things into perspective. You gotta slow down sometimes. I know it's a lot of people out here who probably wish they had slowed down on so many decisions that they made. Whether it be marriage, who they have children with, the school they went to, what they majored in. I hear people complaining about, I'm graduating $100,000 in debt, and they're having a hard time paying it back. And so what would you have done differently if you had slowed things down while looking at schools and how much it costs, so you won't come out with owing back all of that money? Because as we know, hindsight is 20/20. But we still just don't know to slow down before we even start things as looking for, the next college to attend after we finish high school. And I'm not putting that all on the high school graduate, because they're looking for mom and dad to probably help in terms of what makes the most sense financially, in terms of what can be afforded, so daughter or son are not coming out in so much debt. And so now they living back home and trying to save and pay the monthly bill for the loan repayments. And that's just a fact. That's reality. The majority of people still got their loans out here. There were those who got it forgiven, but the majority of the United States, that wasn't a possibility. So we got to slow down, even starting back coming out of high school, to see where we want to go, life wise, career wise, things like that, before we get ourselves into a whole bunch of debt, or in a situation where you don't even finish what you majored in, or you're not even working in the field you majored in and still have the debt, you know. So let's slow down on our decisions, slow down on the business we want to start, you know, really think it out carefully. It can be done, but don't rush into it and overspend on money. Uh, Look at the area you in. Is there a need for your business? Online is always good. If you're trying to do an actual physical brick and mortar, as they call it, you know, be careful. Make sure you're in the right city and state to build that in, where you see that people actually use that, whatever the product is. Don't just go into gotta start a business mode and file LLC paperwork. Slow everything down. And I'm talking to everybody. Slow things down with yourself, slow things down with your girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, fiance, husband, wife. I covered all three. Slow that down. Slow things down with your children if you have them. Slow things down with your parents. All of that. Slow things down with your friends. And then just watch how things form back again. It'll be a great benefit for everyone just to slow down sometimes. You gotta sometimes just slow down. Now, you can still be going most of the time. You know, we don't want to get complacent or get lazy. The slowdown is just, you know, a pit stop, just to check everything out, and then we off again. And you should still be going more so than you actually slowing down. Slowing down is just a routine checkup. That's all it is. So don't be afraid to do that. A lot of people don't want to slow down because they don't want to get left behind by others. I don't know why it seems like it's this unwritten or unofficial competition out here amongst human beings. Everybody trying to compete with people who no one ever said they was competing with you. You should be competitive, but, you know, compete against yourself. Stop looking over there and then measuring up. That's not the best way to go about it. You'll find yourself going in circles. Don't do that. Again, slow it down and just say, okay, where am I going? And compete towards that. You're not competing against people, you're competing against everything out there. It's similar to how Michael Jordan said about golf in his video "Come Fly With Me." It came out in 1989, and I actually still had that on VHS. And he said, when it comes to golf, he said you're competing against the course. You're not competing against the other golfers. It's mental. It's you against the course. That's life. You're competing against the course. And the course of life is much bigger than the golf course. But that's what you're competing against. The whole landscape, where you want to end up at, where you want to live, by the ocean, in the United States, a different country. That's the course. Looking at how you're going to make your money, the business you want to start, jobs you want to apply to, maybe firsthand and then start your business, however you want to do it. That's the course. That's what you compete against, and see what makes the most sense and how you can be effective. You're not competing against the other person next to you, your neighbor, the person that's jogging out there, person delivering the mail. No. But people do that because they see certain people, friends and family, it starts there, living here and driving that, or vacationing at this spot. And you're like, hey, I've never even been on an airplane. And so now you're trying to compete with accomplishments of other people, or those are not even accomplishments. It's just things that people have done, recreational stuff, just material. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, and that's where we need to slow down at so we don't mess up. Compete against the course, not the people that's in your cell phone contacts. You take out your cell phone now, and all of the numbers that are in there, you're not competing against them. And they should not be competing against you. Remember, the course. You compete against the course. If you're not sure what the course is, again, slow down and just say, okay, let me bring everything back into my vision, and then just see what's benefiting me, what's hurting me, and what's just there to converse with me, have a conversation with me. They're not helping, but it's not hurting either. You really just want to get rid of the hurting. And then that can better help you with moving forward. But the only way you can assess all of that is to slow down and really look at those three things there: hurting, neutral, and helping. The neutral, who can be good listeners, they just not in a position to help. You want to keep them. They can jog your memory, inspire you, do different things that are intangible, and those that can actually help, maybe donate, invest in you, take you somewhere, introduce you to someone. Keep those. The ones that are hurting you, that's the ones you separate from. And once you do it, also look at yourself and how you attracted them. Because you are your friends and your friends are you. You are your baby mama and your baby mama is you. You are your baby daddy and your baby daddy is you. That's how the universe works. So now you have to figure out, what do I change in me, slow it down, and so I don't attract those that are hurting me. And usually you attracting people who are hurting you because their spirit picks up on the hurt that you already have, that you didn't resolve. Whether that be with mom or be with dad, the energy picks it up. So that's why they end up sitting next to you at random at a barbecue, first time meeting, and you all get to having a conversation, end up exchanging phone numbers. And, they don't start out hurting you, but eventually it gets to that. And this can just be a friend. Or sometimes we end up dating those people. And so now the lady's hurting her man, or the man is hurting his woman, So we need to be mindful of all of that. And just slow down and, take a breather. And then I think that will help for people to have a more positive New Year's, more progressive New Year's, and be able to really get things accomplished. So I just wanted to drop that information on everyone. Take it, process it, see if it helps you. If you going through some things right now, or you feel you need to slow down, let me know down in the comments. Please engage, and it's an open space. No one here to judge you. And just say what's on your mind. If you need to slow down, if you're already slowing down, put that down in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And the channel again is Facts or Feelings. That's all one word, no spaces. That's Facts or Feelings. Put that in the YouTube search. and my channel comes right up, Facts or Feelings, and get this video out here. And I'm, put it down in the comments. I'm hoping people can slow down before it's too late. It's not the most glorious thing to do. It's not the most attractive thing to do, but the ends justify the means, and just slow down for a bit. I don't want anybody to crash out. I'm about to go have that bagel now. I'm out.